Welcome to Farming 263 podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Chinuru, and today I'm joined by two interesting guests where we are going to discuss a very interesting topic which we saw on the internet, which says, why do most agriculture students avoid farming? So, hello to you.
Hello, Natasha.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Anesu. I am a graduate from the University of Zimbabwe, currently studying Masters in Agriculture Economics.
That's nice. And you?
Okay, so thank you so much. So I'm Chanas Kwandoro from Gwebi Agricultural College, now studying a diploma in agriculture, a final year student.
Oh, that's nice. And by the way, I'm Natasha. I'm also a recent graduate from the University of Zimbabwe. I'm currently doing my master's in climate change and food systems. So as you can see, this is going to be like an interesting topic as we are going to dive in as to why as graduates we are avoiding going to the farm when we are supposed to be in the land farming. What do you think is the underlying reason why many agriculture students choose not to pursue farming as a career?
Well, I believe most of agricultural students don't pursue farming because of the lack of resources.
Yeah.
They might not have access to land. They might not have access to finances because for you to start farming, you really need a lot of capital. So though some people say you need to start small, but ideally you still need the cash to be on the ground. You just don't wake up you just don't wake up and you're a farmer. You need the resources to be a farmer.
By the way, how long was your program, like your undergraduate program?
It was 4 years.
4 years. Okay, that's fine. And what do you think?
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful question. So basically, it all goes to the issue of entrepreneurship. So most of the recent graduates, either from the colleges or from the universities, they lack the entrepreneurial skills to start farming. Any business, any industry, be it not agriculture, be it mining, be it whatever, in order for you to start your things or to start your business, you need to have what you call entrepreneurial skills. So most of the graduates or most of the recent graduates, they lack those entrepreneurial skills to start off their businesses. That's the most challenge that we are having.
So my question to you both would be, are you farming? Are you guys farming? The reason why I asked, how long your program was for me to know, good, after the years of doing your 4-year program, did you venture into farming? Are you doing anything in farming? Or
The thing is, basically, what we can say, we are not doing farming. If you look at things right now, those people with 50 years, 60 years, these are the people who are into farming. These are the people who are doing it the best way. And these are the people who are also employing us. But if you look at things in Zimbabwe, we have vast amount of land. Overall, this country have got many cultivation land that one can just start farming, but those skills of starting something, those skills of starting their business, they lack that spirit of starting their own businesses. What we only focus is after graduating from the school, I want to focus on looking for a job. I want to focus on maybe working for someone, not having the mindset of starting your own thing. Or
so did you start something? Since you have the mindset, I can tell by the way that you talk, like, you have that zeal in agriculture and everything. So did you like start?
Yeah. One of Thank you so much for this interesting question. Basically, I and with my guys, we are in the process of starting our own company.
That's nice.
Yes, we are in the process of maybe registering our own company, which is called Comrades in Farming.
Wow.
We are 6 boys at school. So for now, we are into sweet potato production.
That's
Currently, we have a 1 hectare of sweet potato there at school. So we have been won this grant from the Zimbabwean Agricultural Development Trust. They offer us something like a grant of growing sweet potato.
Yeah.
So that spirit now of starting our own things, of starting our own business, is in us. I'm actually happy to have these friends of mine who have that passion of starting our own business.
That's so nice. And how about you, ma'am?
As for me, I was born on the farm,
Yeah.
grew up on the farm.
Yeah.
So basically, when I don't have anything to do, I go back to the farming. So
That's
that's
nice.
what I do. I wake up and just go to the fields,
That's nice.
regardless of me wanting to be a farmer or not.
So it actually seems like I'm the old one out here because I do not have like a project in farming where I actually do practice. As you can tell, I'm always on the show trying to educate you guys, trying to entice you guys for you to get into farming, but I'm actually a victim. Oh wow. Anyway, the second question would be what do you think, both of you, the society perception of farming, how does that influence career choices of agriculture graduates?
Well, I believe society has so much influence on how we choose to end up being farmers or not. Because at the end of the day, after graduating with 4 years in a degree, the family actually expects you to find a job that is more paying instead of starting something. Because when you start something that you haven't been doing, that means you're starting on zero. There's literally, in farming, we believe it takes 5 years or more for you to start having profits. So that means that's actually 9 years without anything.
Exactly.
So the family is expecting you to bring something on the table just after graduating. So it's not practical after.
Exactly.
So society's influence is actually influence on how we choose what to become after the degree.
Yeah, you're very right. And what do you think?
I guess societies, like if you look at our parents, our peers, they they influence more. If you like me, my father owns a farm. Yeah, so they are also into farming already. If you look at the Ghanaians, they are also into farming. So the parent influences their children to venture into farming because they are already into it, or their peers, their friends. So basically, I as graduates, we are being influenced by our parents, by our peers to venture into farming. So societies plays a bigger role in terms of us starting to venture into farming. So that's all I can say uh, about these societies.
Then kunozoitawo some like other people, not just saying me, but other people, they might be in like the right place at the right time, like vanongotori surrounded by the right society, nongechitwa influencer kuti vaite zvefarming as well, vakaita degree refarming, but then ivo vanonge vachiti sure inini ndinganzi murimi, but anyway, it's another topic for another day. My third question to you guys would be what role does practical experience play in farming? How can it complement formal agricultural education?
Yeah, I believe the practical part plays a lot in influencing how we end up being farmers. Because if you've never been there, you actually think farming is dirty.
That's true.
It's dirty, it's backward, it has a lot of work. Yeah, it's true, it has a lot of work, but if you have the practical experience, especially from school, you would actually get more interested in being a farmer. But with the lack of it, you just think it's something else.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, thank you so much for this interesting question. So, we'll be focusing on looking at what is happening currently right now. If you look at recent graduates from the universities, if you look at them, they lack the practical aspect of agriculture. Because if you look at how many kilometers from the University of Zimbabwe to their farm, it's around 15 kilometers. So they lack the practical aspect of venture into farming compared to someone who is doing a diploma like myself. We are at the farm.
Exactly.
Everything that is happening, all the activities that are being done on the farm, we are the one who are doing it. So hands-on experience, as you all know, that we have much of the hands-on experience. Yes. So the practical aspect, I think maybe if we can change the education system
System,
to
right?
say maybe 75% practical, then 25%
Yeah.
theory. That's my perception of saying maybe we can change a little bit of the education system to promote the practical aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, because agriculture is all about practical. Agriculture is all about doing the manual, doing the manual
Yeah,
way of
yeah,
doing
yeah.
things. Yes.
So viewers, and my guest, are we all agreeing kuti some agricultural states like Gwebi and Blackford, they are more practical than the University of Zimbabwe? Are we in agreement? Because I'm also like a student. I've always been a student from the University of Zimbabwe, but the only practical experience we had of agriculture, like hands-on in agriculture, was when we were in part one. I don't know if you still remember when we did the it's called AGPR. So are we agreeing with the other universities, other states, they are more like on the hands-on like than
But I wouldn't conclude. I wouldn't conclude it there because I did agriculture economics. My practical was now doing econometrics, statistics, analyzing the models of farming. So I wouldn't answer for the guys who did agronomy, for the guys who did crop science, and so it's,
that's fine. My other question would be, why do individuals with formal agriculture education often succeed in farming, and what can we learn from their success?
well, basically, it's because of their experience. They've been there hands-on from day one. You find Kuti, they are on the ground most of the time. They've learned from the problems. They are learning from the farm. So they innovate because that only hands-on experience. Other than us, Takatora, the book knowledge, and we didn't do anything about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ingori book knowledge. And then what do you think?
Oh, so the thing is, all go back to farming. It's all about practical.
Yeah.
Farming is all about doing things on the ground.
Yeah.
So basically, those people who are being successful into farming, they've been into farming since day one, like my friend Anesu said. So looking at the things right now, recent graduates from the universities, from the colleges, they don't want to go back into farming. They don't want to start their things because we cannot give land as a problem. People they are not focused. People they are not going back to farming because they don't have land.
Yeah.
We have vast amount of land which is lying idle.
Yeah.
Into maybe you have kumusha.
Even good backyard.
Yes,
Wow,
even at your backyard. Yes. Instead of putting some flowers, you can put a cage. Then you start your own layers. You start your own things there. So we probably we don't want to focus on saying land is we have the scarcity of land. No, the land is there, and also the capital. The capital is there. If you look at the capital, there's a lot of things that we need to consider. It's not all about the capital. So we go back to the practical experience of these recent graduates. They need to learn the practical aspect, not just focus on the book.
Yeah.
Not just focus on reading things, but also focus on maybe focus on the practical aspect of
Skathi a book like just studying and knowing usakashanisa knowledge yaonayo, it's as good as dead.
yes.
It's just as good as dead. Apana.
Yeah.
Zvawaita, there's no change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I wouldn't agree though. Because if you have book knowledge, at least you're on step one. Because the real problem with Vanengevari in the informal, they might succeed, but it might take a longer way because if success yavo inenge iri zvinhu zvekubatanidza, you know how we say things.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
At the same time, which you push.
Yeah, because if you know something,
Yeah.
when you start something on a knowledge,
Yeah.
you avoid my risks akawanda into farming.
That's true.
Yeah, you avoid my risk akawanda. Just like an example, kuti with the increase of climate change, and iwewe uri a graduate, you know kuti to be resilient about climate change, you can use insurance, and but for someone who has never been to school,
Yeah.
He doesn't even know how am I going to deal with climate change.
Yeah.
They're just going to use my traditional knowledges avanenge avanawo, probably conservative agriculture.
Yeah.
But if you have vast amount of knowledge to know how to deal with the climate change,
Yeah.
to know how to deal with let's say my season changing, you know,
Yeah.
you need irrigation, you know, you need good test my soils, because you learned that from
Yes.
school. You don't learn it waka usinambobvira wakaenda kuchikoro.
Chokwadi. So we are encouraging viewers that venture into farming, vasina that vast knowledge in farming, for them to just equip themselves a little kanyana, you know, just to try and figure out kuzioti what kana chinzi agricultural insurance. I think all our shows we have tried to touch on different aspects about agricultural engineering, climate smart, things that are very crucial in farming. So kana usina enough money to like enroll at a college or an institution, mkaona mavideos edu guys, unotorima zvikabuda zvinotoita hapana chinoramba. So it's just a food for thought, guys. Just think about it. Anyway, my other question to you guys would be what can governments and private sectors do to make farming more attractive to the younger generation? That's a very interesting question.
I believe the government has to introduce grants.
Yeah.
Yes, it could be grants of a group of graduates. You could form a group of graduates.
But
Let's
they
say
do offer that though.
they do.
Are,
Yeah.
They are.
So why ain't the graduates
I do
going
not
there?
know. I do not know. I remember it should be last semester. There was literally another grant engagefamba where tainzi joinanai people from different faculties. You don't have to be in the same class, but you know, different faculties. And people are just like ndezvekunyeba. It's like I do not know the kwakusada kwedu here, but they really do.
But I think it's reliability. Like, it's not really reliable sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, zvakafanana nekuti there were rumors yekuti Empower Bank inopa my youth. It takes like
A long time, right?
forever for you to get the loan.
The process of waiting.
Exactly. Kana kuri kurima, alright, kurima. It's a season. Inenge yatopfuura.
That's true. And what else do you think?
Innovation should support innovation.
They do offer that again. Ku use it pane. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I'm talking about use it because that's where I am and ndokwantrukuna my changes ayarikuitika. If there are other institutions or if there are other ways in which the government is promoting, maybe you could like put it in our comment section. Kutitiwo enlightened. I'm very well assured of my innovations. Arikutoitika the new faculty that was opened where they are actually doing things that include agriculture ikokoko. Ndisingazoziva hangu kuti do they offer mari or zvimwe zvinhu zvakadaro, but then I know kuti it's there.
And also we have to show the interesting part of the agriculture.
Auntie,
Yes,
like
we have to
are
show.
right now.
We have to show those successful farmers. No, you can buy an aeroplane after doing something in agriculture, because the perception that agriculture is it will get you nowhere. It's
That's true,
it's something.
Kana muri a viewer, I think kana makona my last episode I did, but kinda ku show ya Mr. Ganye. I think makango Omega. I can't really get into detail, but anyway, what do you think?
Okay, it's actually an interesting question, looking at what is currently the government, what is currently doing. The government is doing a lot, that's all I can say, but it's only go back to us as graduates. Are we adopting what the government is offering to us?
Exactly, yeah.
Yes. So what needs to be done is to change the mindset of the young youth in the agricultural sector. They need to start to think that entrepreneurial is the way to go. Entrepreneurial is the way to do their things. So what is happening right now is people, they've got the mentality of after graduating from my diploma, after graduating from my degree, I need to go and look for a job.
Yeah.
I need to maybe to go and look for somewhere to work on. So the government is doing a lot, and there are some NGOs who are offering these grants, especially in the agricultural industry. So what you have to do is for us to grasp these or to adapt to these or grants or to these whatever the government is offering to other graduates. So the question always come to my mind is, did these recent graduates want to be entrepreneur? Did these recent graduates have the mentality of being an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Yes. So if you look at those people who are into farming, if you look at, you were talking about the Ghanaians, they are into farming because of their parents were already
Yeah.
into farming. So they see it, maybe they were calculating the profits, they were seeing how they are doing it. So that's when they develop the interest. So we also go back to the exposure.
Yeah.
You can't tell someone who grew up in Harare, then you can tell him farming is more profitable. When
Yeah.
when that person sees his parents wearing a suit, going to work with a white collar job, what doing a lot of things, you can't tell that person that farming is more profitable or farming is the way to go. So exposure is very, very important for us to be exposed into the farming environment. So I guess we need to start maybe by focusing on those infants, those little child, those that are still going to those grade zeros, those that are still going to crash, to expose them to a farm environment. I still remember when I did my primary, waiti wakaita mhosva or wakaita problem wainzi chienda kugarden enonosakura.
Yeah.
So those people, they
Yeah.
view that person achikura ntoona kuti farming it's not good. It's more like you are being punished.
Yeah.
Then if you look at mwana akakurira kumusha, you can't tell that person farming's the way to go, because he or she grows up doing the hard way, doing farming that was a little bit manual, having the vision of going to Harare and looking and start maybe looking for a job, doing accounting, doing teaching, doing what.
Yeah.
So basically, that's the most challenge that you are currently having.
Yeah, that's true. So, Tanaiswa, this is a question for you. How can social entrepreneurship help bridge the gap between agriculture, education, and sustainable farming practices?
As young youth or as recent graduates from the universities, what we have to do right now is for us to start focus on things that matters the most. Start maybe looking at agriculture. If you're a recent graduate from agriculture, find yourself, if you have a phone on WhatsApp, you have those WhatsApp groups, follow like the Farming 263, follow them on their platforms, whatever, Facebook, whatever. That's when you can get knowledge, and also that's when you can interact with different people in the industry.
Okay, that's fine. What do you think, ma'am?
Okay, thank you, Natasha. So, social entrepreneurship, from my point of view, would actually encourage the graduates that have graduated from university to make probably partnerships with those that are already on the ground, so that we can incorporate the knowledge that is on the farm and the knowledge from the book to make an enterprise that is unstoppable, an empire and legend in agriculture.
That's nice. Just to add on what you both guys said, on the previous episode that we did with Mr. Gangi, he mentioned kuti izvonizvo kana you can't just wake up woti ndakuda kuita chinhu, you have to be where it's being done. Unofanira kunge uri pazviri kuitira, just in case kuti maybe uri kuda kurima and you don't know kuti wotanga sei, but maybe ukatangawo kutsvaga kuzviassociata with people that are already into farming, uchiona kuti zvinhu zvavo zvinoenda sei and things like that, that could literally help.
Yeah, maybe also I want to add something. These people, us as recent graduates or us as graduates from agricultural industry, we need to attend those few days. We need to attend those going to agricultural shows. ADMA, it is on the 6th of June. You need to, like today, there's a few day at Sitco. That's when you can interact with the
Uchiona
yes,
and-
uchiona, and also
Yeah.
interacting. That's when you can build what you call social capital with different people in the industry.
Yeah, that's true. My other question would be, what advice would you give to someone looking to start a similar business or to start anything regarding to agriculture?
Yeah, my advice would be you need to understand the nature of your business. You need to understand the nature of farming itself. You need to acquire the knowledge. If it's reading books, if it's watching 263, if it's a lot of things you can get knowledge from. Actually, going to my seminars so that you know what you're going to deal with. Instead, you just start something in between. You realize you don't have the amount of knowledge, you don't have the amount of capital to be in this business. So you need the knowledge to be in there.
Okay.
So what I think the advice that I can give is you need to start your own thing.
Yeah.
I believe entrepreneurship is the hardest thing that you can do,
Yeah.
but it is worth it. So I believe as young youth or as graduates, recent graduates from the universities, from the colleges, we need to start our own thing. These challenges that we are facing as country, these are the opportunities that we have. If you look at things, if you look at the shortages that we are currently having of food shortage, we are currently having here in Zimbabwe, it's because of the part of maybe value addition processing is being left out. So that's an opportunity for you to start processing. It's not all about you going to the farm, doing the dirt work or whatever, you can name it, but you can also be involved in processing. You can also be involved maybe in transportation of those, like someone who has got you who is into transportation. You can maybe probably, like this time around, a lot of farmers, they are taking their tobacco to the market. Maybe you are into transportation, it's also another part you can also play. So there are a lot of things that you can.
Maybe we can actually talk about those aspects in farming. Zvisingazongoinclude ngoti munhu anofanira kunge achirima, other things that a person can do in farming.
Yeah, so aspects that a lot of maybe young youth can venture into is maybe if you talk of processing, value addition, consultants. Maybe you're an expert in the agricultural industry. You offer consultants, you offer services like the Farming 263. They are also playing a bigger role in terms of disseminating the information to the whole of the other people that are here in Zimbabwe. So there are a lot of things. Farming is broad. There are a lot of things that one can do. There's this other that said you have to be many things to be a farmer.
That's true.
That's true. You have to be what? You have to be what? So you can also be maybe into clothing, of maybe you're making some work suit, you are doing a lot of things, maybe you're into making those khakis. It's also another part you can also play in terms of the agricultural industry. So I want to empower those young youth to start to focus on things that matters the most. Start maybe if you have a phone. I believe us as young youth, we spend most of maybe 90% of our time on a day, we spend it on a phone. Maybe you are on Twitter, you are on Facebook. Follow things that matters the most. Yes, you want to see maybe one day Farming 263 having 500,000 subscribers, maybe to 1 million or so with those people. So I want to encourage young youth to venture into agriculture, to start their own projects.
That's nice.
I would also like to add, there's a saying that says, start where you are and with what you have. If you don't do that, you're never going to start. It's always going to be the government, it's always going to be the capital, it's always going to be the land, but you need to start where you are with what you have. Yes.
And just to add on it, guys, just an interesting story. I, like I said, I did my agricultural economics like on my BSc, and now I'm doing my master's in climate change. But when we started Farming 263, tansina mari, tangatisina, kana mari dzemakombi chaidzo, like we didn't even have anything, but all we had was an idea. And now look at us now, we are trying to motivate you. Kana land, kana anything we didn't even have, but we started nezvishoma zvatanga tinazvo izvozvo. So it might be a motivation to some of you, my viewers vari kuona all over the world, to start where you are, to surround yourself nevanhu vano share the same vision as you, munosvika kure, just like we did. So as my brother mentioned before, I said that you need to get the right amount of knowledge in order for you to start something. And there are literally books that write about agriculture. Kana une mari unogona kumboitenga and then you just read one or two things. Panongoana time, you actually have more things. Guys, this was very an enticing conversation I had with my sister and my brother. I hope that muri koko madzidza or a few things about our thoughts zvatanga tichifunga, and also if you have any other information regarding this topic, why do agricultural students avoid farming, don't even hesitate to put my comments anyway. Don't even hesitate to Natasha, you forgot to say a point on this. So don't forget to also comment, right? And also to subscribe on our YouTube channel, on our Twitter and Instagram, every social media. And don't forget to spread the word about Farming 263 Waskana. Thank you.